broadcast for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This is the Firearms Radio Network.
Welcome to episode 131 of Gun Guy Radio. This is the podcast that shines a positive light on the firearms lifestyle. I'm your host, Jake Challen. This is your weekly dose of positive firearms talk without the politics. Well, just a few announcements before we get going this week. So attention, Chicagoland listeners. We are getting together for a bullpup shoot in Waterman, Illinois. It's at bullpupshoot.com. And several of the Firearms Radio Network personalities are going to be out there. But this is in Waterman, Illinois on September 27th. And there's going to be all kinds of fun things to do out there. There's going to be a zombie shoot event. There's going to be full autos. There's going to be just tons of cool bullpups to shoot. And, lots of cool stuff going on. Bullpupshoot.com for more info. And, very excited to go out there and have some fun. September 27th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a Saturday, and family and kids are welcome. So this is in Waterman, Illinois. It's just south a little ways of where I'm from, and it's just south. Let's see here. It's southwest of Chicagoland. So it's it might be an hour drive for some Chicagoland listeners. Might only be a half an hour for others. But yeah, definitely worth coming out, having some fun. And I think Sean and Aaron from We Like Shooting are going to be out there, and I think Hank, from Firearms Radio Network is going to be there, and possibly some other personalities along with myself. I guess we're going to have some kind of booth, possibly, maybe giving out some free stickers or something. I don't know yet. Something. We're going to do something. But the best part is that you get to shoot some guns. So, put that on your calendar. And, so let's get into the main topic. But first, remember you can contribute to Gun Guy Radio by shopping Amazon. That's right. I know you already shop Amazon, or at least your significant other does. So all you have to do is go to gunguyradio.com and click one of the Amazon banners before your next shopping trip, and it sends us a small affiliate commission that helps keep these programs on the air. And I really thank everyone who's been doing that. It really helps out. Next up, we talk with Brian Quaca, or better known as the Pigman, and he's got two TV shows, one on the Sportsman's Channel called the Pigman series, and the other one on the Discovery Channel called Boss Hog. And he's all about wild boar hunting, wild hog hunting, and other kinds of hunting too. But he's a pretty entertaining character, and we get to talk a little bit about America's wild hog problem, and some of the amazing hunts and things he's done, and a little bit about Brian himself. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio main topic, and I'm here with Brian, the Pigman Quaca. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Exactly, man. You must be part Indian or something.
Is that what it is, Indian?
No, man. My dad lied to me till I was 30, and I thought I was Cherokee Indian, but in all, I'm a Slovak. So, you see now what's wrong with me, huh?
You're what? You're
Slovakian, my friend.
Slovakian, okay.
That's why I'm a pig killer. Get it? Europe, pigs originated in Eurasian pig. I am the Eurasian pig master.
Very cool. So, Brian, let's get to know you a little bit. Growing up, did you grow up in a household where you hunted and had guns and stuff?
Oh, man, absolutely. I can remember when I was a youngster, about 4 years old, sitting in my dad's lap and shooting an old Remington Model 1100 12 gauge at Dove. And he'd take the kick of the gun, just let me point it and pull the trigger. So, I've just kind of been fascinated with it my whole life, man.
Very cool. And you're originally from Texas. Is that where you hail from currently?
Yes, sir. I'm from Texas, and I'm from a little small community that a lot of people might recognize, Mahia, Texas, and that I went to high school with Anna Nicole Smith.
All right. Well, is that a badge of honor? I don't know.
No. I tell you what, man. I don't know what happened to her in her years that she got famous, but I can tell you one thing. When she was a youngster in town working at our local little chicken house, cooking fried chicken for Jim's, she was a sweetheart, man. So I don't know what happened. I didn't see her much after she got big and famous, but she was sure enough a really, really nice person growing up.
Well, can you tell me a little bit, since you're all about, hunting pigs and everything, tell us a little bit about America's current wild hog problem.
It's bad, man. I can tell you that the wild hog population would have to be decreased 70% a year to maintain the current population. And, I got to say that Texas A&M College and Ag Extension is probably the smartest people on the planet with pigs. I say that, but LSU does a lot of stuff, a lot of research as well. But, pigs can have litters at 8-9 months. They have 2 litters a year. People say 6. I've seen pigs have 15 to 18 pigs, not saying that that's normal. But, if half of them are sows, in 8 months, you know what kind of problem you got really fast. And, you're looking at, it's a $500 million problem in the state of Texas, and Florida is ranked second to us, and they have about 500,000 pigs. And, I think a lot of people really don't know the truth of where they came from. Christopher Columbus, on his second voyage to the States, or actually his second voyage, actually had a lot of 8 pigs that they used and introduced those kind of into the West Indies and as a food source for any voyagers after that. And about 100 years later, the Santo cruised in, and so in parts of Florida, had by then the way everything was moving around and everybody, going across the ocean and moving pigs around. They had pigs in the 1400s and 1500s, so it's not nothing brand new. It's just something that we're all having a real hard time with controlling. It's been one of the reasons is because they're very smart. And normal little diseases that would kill most animals, pigs like it. It's a snack. So you can't hardly kill one of them, man. That's what I can say about them, I can go into a bullet point list that I've made up over the years and tell you a bunch of facts that really don't make any sense to people that don't know pigs, so it's just boring. But tell you what, it's a problem anyway you want to skin it.
Well, so why is it just, is there a real explosion in the last 5 to 10 years? Is that why it's becoming more national, to the national attention, or has it always been a pretty bad problem?
I don't really remember it being such a problem 10 years ago, but, at the same time, where it goes right back to what I was saying about the way the pigs breed. Maybe 10 years ago it wasn't a problem. Maybe that's the common sense behind me saying that maybe that's why I wasn't hearing about it 10 years ago. But I tell you what, I knew it was a problem, but I didn't know it was such a bad problem until I started doing Pigman the series. And I think that it really started escalating about the time I started doing the show. So, and, hey, I've had opportunities to do big network stuff way before American Hoggers or Hogs Gone Wild, any of that. And, I'm going to tell you something else, too. There's a lot of myths about pigs. They are dangerous. They don't chase your cattle down and bite their legs off and all these things. People blow, things out of proportion. But I'm not saying that they're not dangerous, because they absolutely are.
Well, just the sheer size of some of them, I got to think plays into it.
Yeah, and they're fast, and their nose is really good. And so like I tell people, I had a guy ask me, I was just doing a Bass Pro Shops deal down in Florida, and a guy asked me, he said, look, I want to show you this photo. And he shows me this picture on his phone. And he says, I want to know why these pigs ain't coming into my feeder. And I said, dude, look at the landscape around your feeder. It's all green. They're a grazer. 90% of their food source is from forage, and if you got corn there and they know that there's any danger at all around that corn feeder, they're not coming. And then a guy says, hey, I've got trail cam pictures of pigs coming to my feeder in the daylight from the southwest. But when I get in the blind, the pigs never come from the southwest. I said, let me tell you where the pigs come from. Directly downwind from because they know you're not there when they're coming in from the southwest because they don't smell you. But they know you're there when you're sitting there. and they're going to come straight down. 9 out of 10 is going to come straight downwind every single time. And we've got videos, funny, over the years of pigs coming in and just blocking up, at 50, 75 yards from the bait site or the run that they're coming in on because they pick the wind up, and they'll back right out of there. I've physically got video of a big spotted pig in Texas and going in straight reverse mode. He backed up and was looking at the stand the whole time. He backed up about 20 yards and then turned and was gone. So it's just, that's one reason, everybody knows that Texas has got various terrains, from the northern plains to the southern desert kind of. Then you have the East Texas, which is the big piney wood hardwoods, and then you also have West Texas, which is rock and rolling hills. So it's a diverse place. It's easy for them to hide. That's the point I'm trying to make. And you're not going to kill them all, no matter what you do.
So how did you get into hog hunting, and how did that lead up to the television show?
Well, I started as a youngster. I could start there and tell you that we had a family lease where we had our typical box stands, and we planted the oats and, and our clear cuts and stuff like that. And, we just basically sat in those stands. And then when I was about 9 years old, I seen my first pig. And I went back and told, my dad, and I'm like, hey, I'm telling you, man, I just seen a pig. And they're like, what? And no joke, we went down there and looked at the tracks, and he said, well, if it comes back again, shoot it. And a couple of days later, they come back through, and I shot my first one with a 30-30. And ever since then, man, I cannot explain to you. It just got into my blood. And I've realized it a little bit more now because over the last couple of years, I've been going to Africa, and I've been chasing the African bush pig. And I can see where our pigs evolved from. Our pigs was that exact same thing over the years. We've just domesticated them a little bit more because as the population explodes and we move into rural areas, the pigs are there. I wouldn't say that they're walking into town. I can honestly say that there's only been one pig that I know of in our little town of Grosbeck on the courthouse square, and that's because a guy had trapped him, and he was hauling him through town in a trailer, and he jumped out of the trailer. So that was the big talk of the town. And then I've always pretty much traveled and hunted. That was one of my things, and I got it back into archery real, real heavy. I got into archery, I would say heavy at about 13, 14. And once I started hunting pigs with a bow, I can tell you that it totally changed my life. And I went to trade school in Waco, and I'm a custom gun builder by trade. I haven't done much of that in the last couple of years, simply because I'm busy. And people that do TV shows started calling me and saying, hey, would you take this guy pig hunting? And we started killing some real big pigs, and the producers are like, damn, man, you need a show. And we did, and I guess 5 years ago, and that's 3 Host of the Year, 1 Event of the Year, 10 Telly Awards. The list goes on and on and on and on for outstanding production. And as you know, most people know, Apocalypse series of shows through Sportsman Channel has set the bar for the actual highest-rated single-airing outdoor TV shows in history.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've changed the playing field a little bit and make people respect pigs a little bit more.
Tell me a little bit about your current TV show and what you got going on, and then later on we can plug what's going on with Apocalypse. Okay.
Well, basically, I've always just kind of rambled, and just talking to a guy today from Mississippi about I'm doing an appearance down there, and some people that I know, some boys from Mississippi down in there, and the Trained Assassins, they have a show on Sportsman as well. Good group of guys. One of the only little group of guys that I think that I would endorse because they was raised like me, and just fabulous guys. They're setting me up on a deer pig hunt down there. So I just go kind of random and stuff that comes through the website. You might be surprised if you say, hey, I got this, and I'd like you to come down and hunt. You might be surprised that I just don't show up one day, because that's the way we roll. Now, the World of Discovery Channel changed that with Boss Hog, which is now going to be moved to Destination America. That is a way more scripted version of my life. That's a big network television production, and not necessarily saying that it's my cup of tea. We did well at it, but that affected me being a little less versatile as far as like I had to go to and have more of a schedule. And I don't like to operate on a schedule simply because the non-schedule method creates problems and turmoil and things that happen to everyday people when they go hunting. And that's the easiest way I can explain it. And what we call in the trenches or a constant siege is what everybody else likes to see on TV. So we stayed pretty true to our roots, and we try to do it the right way, man, and I try to explain it to everybody. And I say, look, I didn't say this is the only thing to use or the only way to do it. I said, this is the way I do it, and it works out for me. And if you've got a better way to do it, email me, because you never know, man.
So, I see you do a lot of bow hunting. So bow to gun ratio, what kind of ratio do you have there currently for hunting hogs?
Well, you say that, but I mean, like, for instance, most TV shows run 10 original shows, 10 re-airs, the first 2 quarters, and then they'll break into Q3 and 10 new shows and then 10 re-airs to finish the season. Well, my schedule is I do the 5 and 5 thing. So at the end of the year, that last 10 shows are not re-airs. There's 5 new ones in there. So I would say the current schedule for season 5 is probably 60-40 gun, bow, being bow heavy. But this year, I'll tell you what, man, we did Africa. Season 6 coming up, we've got Africa, and I had to go back on those bush pigs, and I ended up killing some with a bow. And Africa is a little different thing for me. I just don't want to travel with guns. But we also done a California pig show coming up that we're doing some super long-range pig shooting with the Savage 338 Lapuas, and so there's a big mixture. I try to weigh it. I mean, look, people say, why don't you do only pigs? Well, if you look at a magazine company, say Peterson's Hunting, which is an intermedia owned magazine, when they have their biggest ratings and their biggest circulation when there's a whitetail on the cover, and I'm trying to change that every day. I think I'll be on the cover of Peterson's Bow Hunting in October, something like that. So I do a little bit of everything. And, honestly, like I said, I mean, I'm a gun builder. So that naturally is something that I want to do. And with our new partnership with Colt, I've been shooting lots of pigs with a 10 millimeter, buddy.
Nice. So, yeah, what are some of your favorite rifle or handgun builds for shooting hogs? I've always shot super Magnum stuff like the 4.54 Casuls and the 44 mags, but I can tell you that I've been super impressed with this Colt Delta Elite 10 millimeter. I tell you what, with a 6-inch barrel in it, the speeds that you get out of it, I mean, I'm getting 357 ballistics and a semi-auto gun that you can manage. It's not a Desert Eagle or nothing like that, and it don't take the biggest handguns. I always was the overkill guy. I'd say my favorite pig handgun is the 10 mil. I'd say that I'm going to shock everybody and say that my favorite pig rifle, all-around rifle, is a 308, Savage Bolt Action 308. Of course, I like to shoot them with 375 and 338 Lapuas and things of that nature. But, hell, I'm right at home, man, with the old 308, simply because a company like Hornady manufactures so many different rounds. So that gun becomes a varmint gun, that gun becomes a deer rifle, a ladies or a youth deer rifle, or a pig gun, or it can be anything. And dude, I was just talking to a guy yesterday. I just got my mule deer horns back from the Dakotas, and I shot that deer this year at just almost 350 yards with a 308 with a stock load. So, hey, that's a Savage Hog Hunter rifle with a VX2 loophole on it. Didn't break the bank. Anybody can afford it. Buy the Hornady ammo off the shelf, and you got a long-range gun. Or I use twist-off rings, and I can go to iron sights really fast, and that's the same gun I used on the airboats in Louisiana, chasing them down and shooting them with iron sights. So it's just a really good all-around cartridge. Very cool. And what's your opinion of hunting with modern sporting rifle, AR-15, and whether it's 5.56 or 6.5 Grundle or something like that? What do you think about that?
Well, I say that 308 is my favorite round, and I gotta be honest and say that probably what pushed me to that wasn't a bolt gun, but it was an AR-10, a 308, because high capacity, short barrel, collapsible stock, works great in ground blinds, works great in trees. It's not, everybody thinks you're running, diving behind trees and, going full-blown tactical, and that's not what it is, because I can tell you now, the current modern AR-10s with the right optics shoots as good as any bolt gun I've ever owned or ever built. So I got to be honest about that. These ARs is shooting half-inch minute angle, off bags. And, I'm using match-grade ammo from Hornady, but still, I can go to a 150, 165, or a 180 out of that thing, and I probably use a black gun as much as I do anything.
Very cool. Well, tell me about some of your favorite hunts.
Oh, man, with the advent of learning a little bit more about these African bush pigs, I'm really I'm addicted, to these pigs, much like I was our feral hogs as a youngster. But just here at home, down home in the South, with good people, always a good camp. You never really meet any bad people, and these guys are just down to earth, and they show you a good time, and the hunting's always good. And I'll tell you, I love California. I love Texas. California's a totally different thing. Of course, I like to travel international because I'm a kind of a drifter, man. I kind of like to say I can't or say I won't and watch what happens. I'm not scared of much of anything. I don't do snakes. But other than that, I'm pretty much all in, man.
What's your most unusual hunt?
I gotta say, this year's a paralips with the powered parachute. I'd say that was pretty dang unusual. I always thought the helicopter, and then I did the airboat, and then I did this powered parachute. And I tell you what, man, it's something different. You have to be all in to do that. We can just put it that way.
What? Now you got to tell us a little more about it than that.
Oh man, it's just dangerous. Any way you want to skin that, it's flying around in that thing, and maybe it just felt like it was dangerous, But I asked the guy, "Did you crash this thing before?" And he said, "Yeah, I broke my wife's arm and leg." And I said, "Well, that's nice." And just to give you a little bit of a rundown, when we landed the second time, we only had a half a gallon of gas.
Wow.
So, yeah, man, it had me puckered up pretty good there for a while. I honestly can tell you that. That was as scared as I've been, on pig hunts. And I've done it so long, really, pigs don't bother me, as a whole. But obviously I have some sort of fear of heights or dying or something, because that was the hardest couple of days to get through that I'd ever done.
So you mentioned that you hunt other game as well. What's some of the other favorite game that you hunt?
I'd probably say 90% of it, is deer. I've always done that. And, we've done some outfitting in Kansas and different places for, just different stuff, like whitetail and things of that nature. I don't get out west as much as I should. I do enjoy elk hunting. I really like the mule deer hunt, but when it gets right down to it, if I had to pick one, after the pig, it would be a deer.
Very cool. So let's talk a porcalypse. What is it?
A porcalypse is something that we all came up with a couple years ago, and it's just, flying around in a helicopter and eradicating hogs, and I don't think the network or anybody knew how big it was going to grow. It went through the roof, totally went through the roof, and numbers and Nielsen ratings, and you see everybody now tries to copy, but hey, we're the originators of it, and it'll continue, I would say. We're on a mission to kill as many pigs as we can from the air, and we've killed as many as 450 hogs in 5 hours. So wow. It's an effective method. There's no question about it. The powered parachute is not an effective method because you can't turn on them. And, you're not eradicating all the pigs. It becomes more fun than anything. So, I'm still to this day, dogs is a really, really good way of eradicating pigs off of property. It's a lot more work, and it is still yet less effective than the helicopter.
Well, what is the best part of the heli is that you can chase them down and kind of corral them?
Well, what these guys do is circle them in the woods and kind of put them together and then push them across the field. And it just gives you a lot better opportunity to kill as many of them as you can, because at the end of the day, we've always said it's not sporting It's eradicating. That's what it is. And so, yeah, looking for a better term, corralling them is a good word.
Very cool. So what's your weapon of choice for a helicopter shoot?
POF 308 AR-10.
Nice.
No doubt about it. I shoot the Warhog model, and it's really, really versatile in the air, easy to handle, low recoil, and I can't even explain to you how good those guns shoot.
Cool. And that's airing this week, or did it air last week?
No, it's airing this week. It's coming week.
So this coming week, it starts, it goes through Sunday, correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. And I think they were saying it's kicking off on the 4th, but I don't know that the actual my stuff and the Heli Hunter guy stuff won't air till probably Sunday is what I'm thinking. But, look, it's a week-long thing, and everybody's really into it real heavy. So dang sure be sure to tune in to Sportsman Channel because, hey, man, in the end of the day, everybody can say what they want to say. Outdoor Channel would not air Ted Nugent's footage on our first apocalypse. It's too abrasive. So the true home for hunt, shoot, fish is Sportsman Channel, and that's who supports the guys that really get out there and do it, man. I mean, you can put all the icing on it you want to put on it, but at the end of the day, we're shooting pigs from a helicopter, and we're killing them. That's what we're doing. We're eradicating them off the property. So definitely tune in, and I think that the what we called my powered parachute episode actually was a paralypse. But we thought that was kind of comical, and we should get good numbers off of it for sure, and I think the fans will definitely enjoy it.
Very cool. So, yeah, the thing I like about the Sportsman Channel is that, there's a lot of things on demand, so even if you miss it, you can go back and, watch it online and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Well, everybody's schedules are different, and that on-demand option is always just wonderful, because then you can set everything up, and if you miss it, DVR, this or that, and you've got all kinds of options of a way to view it. So no excuse. Don't sit there at home and make excuses. Watch and see what's going on, and watch a bunch of good old boys having a good time and eliminating the hog problem.
Absolutely. So, Brian, what's in store for the future of the Pigman?
Well, as you guys may know or may not know, I produce the Heli Hunter show, and you may have seen this disruption, I would call it, or this craze over this little gal from Texas, this Texas cheerleader, Kendall Jones, that's been all over everything. I found her, and I hired her film crew, and she has a possible upcoming show if we decide to take it that way. I'm pretty good at finding controversial characters that make good TV, and so even after the Pigman the series lives on and finally ends, I'm sure that I'll always produce television. So that's kind of on the forecast. Bringing young people into our sport, teaching them about guns the proper way, and teaching them how wonderful our sport is, and keeping them off the streets, man. There's nothing for them to do. Any kid I've ever taken hunting absolutely loves it. So, we do what we have to do. We do what we can do to promote the sport. But at the end of the day, I'm a TV producer, and this is what I do, man. This is what I was put here to do. I always thought I was put here to build guns, but I was wrong. I was put here to make TV.
Well, and pretty awesome TV at that. So, Brian, where can people connect with you online?
PigmanTV.com. That is the key to the whole enchilada right there, friend. You can find everything about Sportsman Channel, all the fabulous sponsors. And remember, number one, without my fans, I don't have a show. Number two, without great sponsors, I can't afford to have a show. So I want to thank each and every one of them. I got the greatest sponsors. Some of the newest ones I have is Bass Pro and Colt. I've got some signature products hitting the market here pretty quick. You're going to start seeing a lot. Got a new deal with Gammo air rifles, and yes, there is air rifles that kill pigs because I just killed one on one of my shows. So
very cool. So yeah, and
like
I see you're on Facebook as well.
Oh yeah. There's a personal page, and then there's a Pigman fan page. You can hook us up there. You can go through Sportsman Channel and any of the sponsors. You go to my website and you pick out any of the sponsors, click on the link, and it'll take you to what I do with them specifically, and give you a lot more insight of the world of Pigman.
Awesome. Well, I'll have all these links in the show notes for listeners to click right through and check out directly. So
awesome.
Brian, thank you so much for coming on Gun Guy Radio. I really appreciate it.
You bet, man. Thank you for having me. And look, I'm excited about it, man. I like to get on the radio and preach the gospel.
All right. Well, a big thank you to Brian again for coming on the program. And like I said, all the links are in the show notes if you want to check out his programming. Some of it's available on demand. And, the Apocalypse 2014 sounds pretty amazing. Helicopter, hog hunting, that's on my bucket list for sure. So let's talk a little bit about Duluth Trading Company. I think they have some clothing that will outfit you for your next hog hunt, because they have Armachillo cold workwear, or well, at least it'll keep you cold. So Armachillo work shirts. I love these shirts. I'm not wearing one today, but I wore one yesterday, and they really do keep you cool in the summertime. They've got like vents around the backside, kind of vent flaps, and they also have the armpit gussets. So they have the ease of movement and everything built into them, and they dry super fast. Like, I've been caught out in like summer downpours before, and I'm just like, whatever, it'll be dried before I know it. And they dry really quick. They're great shirts, nice button up, short sleeve shirts, and actually they have long sleeve shirts too if you're looking to keep mosquitoes off of you or anything like that. They have really quality long sleeve Armachillo shirts as well. So go check them out. Duluth Trading Company gunguyradio.com/Duluth, or click any of the web links on gunguyradio.com before you go shopping there, and it helps us out a little bit. And Duluth, they make quality clothing, and I wear it virtually every day, and very satisfied with it. Some of the best darn clothing out there. Well, and like I mentioned, the last couple of weeks, we launched our Patreon program. That's where you can, contribute to the program and be part of it, and keep these great interviews and shows going. We just got word that LA Police Gear, that's right, LA Police Gear is pitching into the patrons. So if you're a $15 an episode patron, the masterclass level, where you get a battle box full of swag every 3 months. The first 5 people that sign up for this $15 level get a pretty awesome bag of swag that includes, not limited to, it has more stuff than this, but it includes LA Police Gear bag, LA Police Gear tactical flashlight, and I think an ammo box, and other cool stuff too from LA Police Gear. It's on its way. It's been shipped, so hopefully in the maybe a couple weeks. I think it got shipped to Hank, so 2 or 3 weeks I should have it in hand, and then I can start talking about it even more. But the first 5 masterclass level Gun Guy Radio supporters will get this awesome LA Police Gear battle box of swag, and I'm gonna have to dig out a big box to ship this thing, because it's a lot of stuff. It's not just a little tiny box. It's gonna be probably like 18 inches by 18 inches by 16 inches, and that's a good size box. That's like 3 cubic feet, I think, something like that. It's going to have a lot of stuff in it for sure. It's going to have some t-shirts, some hats, and stickers, and it's going to have that's the other thing we're working on. So for whatever level you pledge, $1, $5, or $15, you get 2 stickers. One's a Gun Guy Radio sticker, and one's a Firearms Radio Network sticker. And then over on This Week in Guns, instead of the Gun Guy Radio sticker, it's a This Week in Guns sticker. Right now I'm working with Ryan Cross to develop some custom new stickers for the Patreon. supporters. So you guys are going to get never before seen stickers and t-shirt designs. If you're at that $5 to $15 level, you also get we rotate. You get a t-shirt, every 3 months, and you maybe get a patch the next 3 months, and then maybe a hat. So every 3 months you get something else, and that goes for the $5 or $15 level supporters. And we're also coming up with custom designs for those too. So, your Patreons are going to really get some cool stuff. So, if you haven't yet, go to patreon.com/gun, patreon.com/gun, and you can pledge your support and get some cool swag while you're at it. So, and really want to give a big shout out to everyone that's already pledged. Thank you so much. You really, really are helping out, and it makes all the difference. And speaking of logo design, Hunter of Design, Ryan Cross, is helping design all these cool stickers and t-shirts and everything. And if you're looking for any kind of design, just to go over to hunterofdesign.com and shoot Brian an email. Look at his past artwork. You can see his portfolio on there. Really awesome stuff, whether it's on or off the network. He does top-notch work, and you might be able to take your business, your brand, to the next level that you're looking for. So that about wraps it up this week. Please share your thoughts by leaving a comment on the bottom of the show notes, or on or on Facebook or wherever. And remember to subscribe to us on iTunes, and also leave us a review there. And remember, please join the Second Amendment Foundation, or the NRA. I'm a member of both of these organizations, and they really do a lot of good out there, really help our cause, and do things that as individuals we just can't do alone. So don't forget to also support or contribute to the program by shopping our Brownells, our Amazon affiliate links. Just click those banners on our website before you go shopping next time. And again, a big thank you to everyone that's been doing that. It really helps pay for a lot of the bandwidth bills and everything around here. So it really helps Firearms Radio Network out, helps the whole team out, helps me out. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe to the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network. Firearmsradio.tv/iTunes will get you to the master feed. Well, that's a wrap this week, and stay tuned. The next 2, 3, 4 weeks, we're going to have some other awesome interviews. I just got word that we got some pretty cool ones down the pipeline. So that's a wrap, and we'll see you next week.
This has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. You can find more information at firearmsradio.tv.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Now, to tell you the truth, I kind of forgot in all this excitement. But being this is the Guns of Hollywood podcast on the most popular pro-gun podcast network in the world, and will blow your eardrums clean out, you've got to ask yourself a question. Have you subscribed yet? Well, have you, punk? GunsOfHollywood.com, or search Guns of Hollywood on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher app. punk.